as a headline, but as a home full of ideas, courage, flavor, and future. This is where we talk about everything Africa. The politics that shape our nations, the innovations that shift our economies, the culture that colors our lives, the challenges we face with honesty, and the victories we are building one story at a time. On this show, no topic is swept aside. We are unfiltered and we are intentional. We bring you experts from across the continent and the world. Voices that know, voices that live the African experience, voices that are shaping the next chapter of our story. Let your spirit rise. We don't just tell Africa's story, we own it. Join Joy Asonye on Razep Africa, Monday to Friday at 11 a.m. to 12 noon on Global Television.
Hello there, many thanks for joining us on Razep Africa this morning. It's so good to be back. We would have the Africa News Update. Now we begin with diplomatic tensions around global forums as France's ambassador to South Africa has said the country should not be excluded from the G20 meetings. The remark followed controversy after US President Donald Trump barred South Africa from a G20 gathering at his Miami area club, while France also opted not to invite Pretoria to a recent G7 summit. French Ambassador David Martinon insisted that South Africa remains a full-fledged G20 member and should attend all meetings. France denied yielding to US pressure, saying it invited Kenya instead. South Africa was also not formally part of the G7, that according to France. The comments highlight growing geopolitical friction over Africa's role in global decision-making platforms. Now shifting to geopolitical landscape, it's also evident in the Horn of Africa, where Taiwan's president has postponed a planned visit to Eswatini after 3 countries withdrew flight clearance. Taiwan said Seychelles, Mauritania, and Madagascar cancelled over flight permissions under pressure from China, which opposes official engagement with Taipei. President Lai Ching-te had been scheduled to visit Eswatini, Taiwan's last diplomatic ally in Africa. The move underscores Beijing's ongoing campaign to isolate Taiwan internationally, with Taipei now maintaining ties with only a handful of countries, most of them smaller nations across Latin America and the Pacific. Regional tensions are also intensifying in West Africa, where Niger and Mali have accused neighboring countries of sponsoring terrorism. The allegations were made during a security forum in Senegal as the Sahel continues to grapple with a decade-long jihadist insurgency. Officials from the military-led government said some neighbors were harboring armed groups and allowing hostile forces to launch operations. Despite these accusations, both countries signaled willingness to cooperate with ECOWAS on select issues, even after breaking away from the alliance of Sahel states alongside Burkina Faso. Security cooperations beyond Africa is also expanding, with Chad announcing it would deploy 1,500 troops to Haiti to help tackle escalating gang violence. President Mahamat Idris Deby said the troops would join a UN-backed multinational force supporting Haitian police. The mission aims to counter gangs that control large parts of the capital port, Port-au-Prince, and how expanded operations nationwide. The deployment reflects Chad's growing participation in international peacekeeping as Haiti faces worsening humanitarian conditions marked by killings, kidnappings, and displacement. Attention has also turned to diplomacy in North Africa, where Egypt's President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi hosted Finland's President Alexander Stubb for talks in Cairo. Discussions covered developments in Iran, Gaza, Sudan, and broader global security concerns. LCC reaffirmed Egypt's support for Sudan's unity and warned against attempts to divide the country. Both leaders emphasized the need for international cooperation, noting that conflicts in Middle East and Europe are increasingly interconnected and affecting global stability. South Sudan is also facing uncertainty as the country prepares to hold long-delayed elections in December despite escalating violence. Clashes between forces aligned with President Salva Kiir and Vice President Riek Machar have displaced tens of thousands, raising fears of renewed civil war. The vote, if held, would mark the first national election since independence 15 years ago. However, key provisions of the 2018 peace deal remain unimplemented, including unifying rival armed forces while the country continues to battle corruption, poverty, and fragile institutions. And finally, China has pledged deeper cooperation with Mozambique following talks between President Xi Jinping and President Daniel Chapo in Beijing. Both leaders agreed to upgrade into bilateral ties and expand collaboration across infrastructure, energy, agriculture, and digital technology. China also announced zero-tariff treatment for African countries with diplomatic relations, alongside plans to boost import and investment. More than 20 cooperation agreements were signed with Mozambique, describing China as a key partner in development and modernization. And that's it for the African News Update this morning. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Razep Africa, the heartbeat of the continent in one show.